Greetings, my lovelies. So last month we aimed for a spooky theme in celebration of the best time of the year, Halloween, and anyone who disagrees with that is boring, and that has been proven by a scientist.
Wait, what scientist?
Oh, a very reputable and trustworthy one of the highest esteems.
It's Riley, isn't it?
It is.
According to the data, Halloween is better than Christmas.
What data? What study? Show me the study. Show me.
Of course. Just come up to the lab.
Oh no, I'm not falling for that one again.
So with Halloween behind us, we can go back to normal for a while.
At least until you do a Christmas episode, right? Right? Christmas episode? You gonna do one? Right? Christmas? Ding dong merrily on high.
You know what, Riley? Vera would love to see the data in your laboratory.
Wait, no! No!
Good. Anyway, Disney Dreamlight Valley. I said last week that whilst I do not care for the House of Mouse as an entity, I do enjoy a lot of the stuff that Disney puts out there. I recently rewatched Moana, which is a beautiful and amazing film with top-notch music and the best fictional chicken of all times, and yes, I am keeping score. I also love Atlantis and Treasure Planet, both fantastic animated flicks that I will never tire of. I do also have a soft spot for the typical princess movies. Tangled was a good one. I even enjoy Frozen despite the fact that everyone wouldn't shut the up about it. Yeah, it was a nice movie with a decent lesson to teach and a competent musical score, but it wasn't the second coming of Jesus tap dancing Christ. But I guess I can't blame kids for being easily obsessed with shit, though I can blame the arseholes who played Let It Go constantly on the radio and in adverts for months. Look, it was a good enough song, but bloody hell, there were other songs. Oh, I also love the Owl House. I couldn't think of a clean enough way to segue into this bit, so here it is. Great show that appeals to me by being dark, queer, and well written with amazing characters and well explored themes. I was a bit hesitant to fork out for Dreamlight Valley as it is going to be free to play after it gets out of this early access period of its life, but on the other hand, some people said it was quite good and I need to make content for this channel, so I ponied up to 25 quid for the Founders Edition. The question we will answer over the next 10 hours is whether or not I believe I'm getting my money's worth from the game as it is now. But let's throw the e-begging bit up first so that we can get into it. If you can't be asked to sit through it, just skip 30 seconds ahead or so, it's about 30 seconds. If you enjoy these videos, then don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe for future videos. If you want to, you can support the channel further by going to patreon.com/Ronica Reviews and pledging £1 a month, which will help me to keep building the channel and bringing you content, and it will also get you some nifty benefits. You'll get 24 hours early access to new reviews, a shout out at the end of videos, and you'll get to suggest new games for me to cover. But what if you want something more tangible back for your support? Then you want to head over to ronicareviews.teemo.com to get yourself some merch. We have several t-shirts for you to browse, a couple of tote bags, and even a jigsaw puzzle. Also, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if you'd like. You'll find links to everything here in the description below. Now, on with the video. Dreamlight Valley is probably best compared to Nintendo's Animal Crossing in that the player is given a home in a little village and they take on the combined role of mayor, fisherman, miner, gardener, decorator, economist, etc. and basically make the town all nice again. We play as a Disney-fied version of ourselves who wakes up in Dreamlight Valley after nodding off where we meet Merlin, the wizard from the Sword and the Stone, that movie I haven't seen. At least I don't think I've seen it. I can't remember watching it, though I do know the Arthurian fable, so I think I've got enough to go on. He explains that we have the standard Disney magic and that we can restore the valley which fell dark and bleak after the former ruler vanished one day without a trace, and the memory of this person has mysteriously faded with them.
It was you, wasn't it? Are we the bad guys?
Yeah, it was us. I'd offer a spoiler warning here, but it's not like it really matters. I'm not clever by any means, but I kept thinking to myself, I bet it, the blah 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 blah. That's what I thought to myself. I kept thinking to myself that I bet the ruler will be us or something whilst playing, and it turned out to be true, lo and behold. I mean, come on, it's a Disney property. While they do sometimes subvert expectations, you can still usually tell what's going to happen. The gameplay is based around restoring the village to its former glory. This includes clearing away the night fawns, which infect the land and cause people to forget who they are and what's going on, stimulating the economy via sales and through restoring the profitable business ventures because Disney has all the subtlety of a tactical nuclear strike, bringing people back to the valley, and just by doing little bits and bobs that make this a nicer place to live. Like a lot of these types of games, your character has a set amount of energy they can use. Performing most tasks drains a little energy, and you can restore it by going back to your house. Dreamlight Valley syncs to your real world time though, so it's not a case of going home and going to bed to get your energy back. You just have to step inside your house and you're good. I'm not 100% sure why we have a real world day-night cycle because it doesn't seem to really impact the game in any way. Some characters do seem to go to bed after a certain hour, so maybe that's why it exists, so you can't bug them 24 hours a day. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe certain events only happen in the dead of night, but you can bugger off Dreamlight Valley if you think I'm getting up at midnight to check. Maybe the cycle will have more of an impact when the game escapes its early access phase. I smell a chance to double dip on this topic.
Actually, as the game is in early access, then you shouldn't be reviewing it now. you should wait until the proper release?
No, I shouldn't, because early access is not an everything-proof shield that one can use to deflect criticism. Given the fact that you have to pay to access the game as it is now, I say it's perfectly valid to take a look and discuss the game's state and the value for money. Now, there are some things that I can forgive when a game is in the early access stage. For example, the game is host to a few bugs, like the one that can have characters flicker between animations, but nothing that breaks the game or renders it unplayable. Really, those graphical glitches were the worst of it. In fact, if you ask me, this is what an early access game should be. Hi my lovelies, it's Editing Ronica here. I forgot to mention a part in the script, so I'm going to mention it now. One of the other bugs that you see in the game sometimes is that when you're doing the crafting stuff, when you're using the crafting menu, sometimes it will just bug out and not work. Like, sometimes things just won't be available there, so that's something I forgot to mention. It happens so infrequently that I genuinely forgot about it, so... On Steam, early access can often mean that the game has barely started, but the dev wants your money now. To Dreamlight Valley's credit, I probably wouldn't believe that this was an early access game. I mean, obviously I do tell because I googled it whilst looking up the game. The game is visually consistent and has a finished set of mechanics like the mining and the farming. Though both lack a certain amount of depth, it could be argued that they're specifically designed to be so simple that they appeal to a more casual audience.
God, those filthy casuals always ruin everything.
No, that would be you. The most challenging things you'll do in Dreamlight Valley is fish, which is a quick-time event-based minigame, but quite a lenient one at that, and searching for specific items that the game won't always tell you how to find. I didn't know that you could catch seaweed just by fishing away from those bubbly bits of water where the fish happen. In fact, I thought the fish only happened on those bubbly rings of water. I also didn't realise at first that you can't catch squid from the seaside, you have to catch them from a nearby forest. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Look, I get that this game takes place in a magical world, but this is still an odd choice, not really an issue, just a bit odd. So yeah, sometimes certain resources don't appear where you think they'd appear. Other than that, it's a very chilled and laid-back game. You can plant various crops, and often they'll only need 10 minutes and a single dousing from your magical watering can to grow, though later sometimes new crops will require 2 or 3 and might take 12 minutes. And sometimes when you harvest them, you get a special magical one that lets you harvest it multiple times for even more stuff. Yay! You can visit other realms to meet new characters. I immediately did the Moana realm first because Moana is one of my favourite Disney characters, and once you complete a few little quests for them, they'll join you in the village. Once they get to the village, you can hang out with them or give them little gifts to increase your friendship level. This allows the player to choose one passive trait that they can benefit from whilst hanging out with this person. For example, you can do better fishing or better mining or better gardening, and each level also offers the player a little reward like some furniture or some cash. The cash is used to buy things, I know, crazy, from new decorations to crop seeds to outfits, and it's also necessary to upgrade the facilities and build new homes in the valley for the arriving characters. You might wonder why we need to pay when restoring the valley is clearly an important task and we need all the help we can get, but it's because Scrooge McDuck is the one who does all the building and upgrading, and he is hardcore addicted to capitalism. Though I will say he's not a complete penis, though I am basing my opinion of him on the version of him that appears in the 2017 DuckTales, and I have no other exposure to the character outside of knowing that he appeared in A Christmas Carol, or at least a version of it. To access new realms, you need to gather Dreamlight, which you get from completing daily tasks like farming and shopping. I do worry that such a thing will be rife for exploitation when the game goes free to play, and it could be monetized to fuck, though we can only wait and see how they handle this.
But you still haven't answered the question posed earlier. Are you enjoying the game, and do you think it was a good purchase?
That's a good question, really. To be fair, I only bought the Founders Edition just so I'd have something to talk about this week, so, you know, I don't know, it's a good question. Really, it is.
Okay, let's focus on one point. Do you think it's fun?
Well, I have played it for ages, and I did often enjoy just wandering around the valley, completing simple objectives, and being around some of the characters for a while. It's not an amazingly deep experience. All of the characters only have a small selection of actual voice lines, with the rest of their dialogue being relegated to text boxes, so it does feel less like a Disney game and more like a game with a Disney coat of paint most of the time. Less like a Disney game, not less. I don't know what the fuck happened there. That isn't to say that Dreamlight Valley is bad. It's designed to be a casual game for a casual player who enjoys the Disney aesthetic, and I say it achieves this goal reasonably enough. It is a game that I can accidentally lose hours to, much like when I played Stardew Valley a few years ago, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't enjoy the game on some level. Dreamlight Valley is not a complex game by any stretch of the imagination, but this does make a certain sense. A lot of Disney content is made for younger audiences, so being as straightforward and accessible as possible isn't a bad move. I speak as a gamer who can enjoy a wide variety of genres. The only games I don't really care for at all are sports games, but even that isn't a guarantee that I won't play and enjoy a sports title, because I did enjoy Wii Sports back in the day. Though if you are holding out hope that I'll talk about FIFA at some point, then you might as well drop that hope into a well and seal the hole, because the day I fork out for anything in the FIFA series is the day I officially lose what few faculties I have remaining. Dreamlight Valley is a nice, casual type game in the vein of Animal Crossing, but is more available to players because it isn't being held hostage by Nintendo. I'd say unless you want the little bonuses that you can get from one of the free editions, you probably are just better off waiting for it to go free to play, so there you go, that'll be my recommendation, play it when it becomes free to play. It's not a bad way to kill some time, and sometimes that's all you want, a pleasant, uncomplicated experience, but one that feeds into your desire to hold a controller. Of course, if you don't care for any Disney property, then disregard this entire video. Anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, my lovelies. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, it helps a lot more than you know. And until next week, I love you all, ta-ta. Greetings, my lovelies. So last week we aimed for a meek? That's a different word. Dreamlight Valley is probably best compared to Nintendo's Animal Crossing in that the player is given a home in a little village that they take into... The gameplay is based around restoring the village to its former glory. This includes clearing away the night forms, which informs? No, they're not forms, they're fawns. They're fawns! Stimulating the economy via sales and through the restoring of profitable business ventures because Disney has to be... Fuck it, that's going in as a blooper. Once they're there, you can hang out with them or give them little gifts to increase your friendship level, which allows you to...